That's what most people do when adversity hits. They change the dream. And my governing philosophy, I sat down with my son Matt yesterday, who is a 4-week-and-a-half licensed Keller Williams agent, and I told him, I said, I will tell you as your dad, the number one thing that I held on to when I started originating loans, and I want you to hold on to as a new real estate agent, is it's never a matter of if. It is only when. And if you own that philosophy and you keep that near and dear to your heart, it doesn't matter what you dream. If you believe it and you want it and it's purposeful and it's intentional, no setback on the planet can keep you from your dream. The sad thing is people give up dreaming because they haven't been able to motor through the challenge. And the beautiful thing about a dream is that if it weren't a dream, everybody would have some variation of it. If it's a dream, it means that it's not happening. So in the very real world, what dreamscaping is, and let me just tell you how I get my head around this, okay? I go from something like this, and I think, okay, in today's world, you and I get to decide what our dreams are, how big our dreams are. We need to create a dreamscape around what those things are, what they look like, and then we need to create plans to make those happen. And if we can do that, then all of a sudden we get liftoff. So this is my dream board with Deb. She and I created this board together. This is 4 feet wide, or 5 feet wide and 4 feet tall. It's huge. We have about 7 different variations of this in terms of size. I have it as a screensaver. I have it in my travel briefcase. I look at this, we look at this. We sit against the sink and look at this probably 3 times a day. And these are architected places that we want to be in our life. I want to be able to sell 10 million books, and Deb and I have 2 books out together. Those 2 books alone have sold nearly 100,000 copies. Okay, and so what do we need to do to sell more books? What do we need to do to change more lives with our books? What's our marketing plan? What are some of our new goals? What's some of our social media plan around books sold? She and I, 2 years ago, lost 115 pounds together. And the reason why we got in shape is because we weren't taking care of us like we needed to take care of us. And I was coming from a position of grief. I had lost my wife of 25 years to breast cancer. Her fiance died on a bike ride one day of a heart attack. She didn't even get to say goodbye. And we got together and we had chemistry, but we also did not pay attention to our life style decisions and disciplines. And as a result of that, we ballooned up and ballooned up and ballooned up, and then we lost 115 pounds because we got really clear, if we don't take care of us, we can't be a part of anybody's life. We'll stop making a difference. We won't write a book that needs to be written. We won't give a speech that needs to be given. We got to be in our best shape possible, or we're not going to be able to be a meaningful contributor to the success universe. And so, man, you can go to Google, you can type in the image you want, you can grab the picture, and you can put it on a big old piece of foam. Abundant cash flow. I mean, there's 30 different ways we're trying to make a ton of money. Not because we need it, but because we want to be intentional about it. And so cash flow is something we think every day. It's a filter. Will this help us initiate cash flow? Will it help us accelerate cash flow? Will it help us invest in things that create passive revenue? Will it help? Will it help? And when you have that, you have the world. So the question that you need to ask about this is, your little number you wrote down in the front of the book, $20,000, is that abundant cash flow for you? Or should you add a 0 to that? I don't know. Does anybody have a contract with your employer that says you can only make like $30,000 a month? Are you limited at $100,000 a month? Could you make $300 a month? Could you make in a month what it's taking the whole year to make right now? That's a serious dream. But you think about it, right? Madly in love, and we are. Writing books that matter. We have 7 books outlined right now that we're writing, and Deb just completed a 75,000-word manuscript. It's all intentional. I ask you to look at this, and I ask you to just, what would your dream board look like? And I want every one of you, by a week from Friday, to have this done. I want you to have some quest about your vision, about where you want to go, that will enable you to create something like this. This will cost no more than about $100 for a 3x4 foam board. Download high-resolution pictures that identify what you want to have in your life. Build it around here and decide that these are the pillars of my life that matter the most, and I am going to be resolute in achieving those come hell or high water. No matter how big the challenge, no matter how great the setback, and no matter how large the doubt. And I'm telling you right now, you cannot look at this every day and not be intentional about what you're going for. You can't. You can't just look at this and say, that's why I want it framed. I want it big. I want it like on your wall. I want it to trip you when you walk around your house.